Hello everyone, I welcome you to my YouTube channel Akifa's Commerce Classes. In the last class I discussed about the concept of business, and in this class I'll be discussing about the characteristics of business. Now we have to remember that characteristics and features, they are the same. So let's start with the first feature. The first feature is economic activity. Now we have to remember that every business is said to be economic activity because it is done with the intention of earning money. So all those activities which are done with the intention of earning a return is known as business. Now those activities which are not done with the intention of earning any amount of money, they cannot be constituted as business. Let me give a very simple example. For example, if you have a friend, okay, and your friend's father, he picks you up and drops you to school. Now why is he doing so? He is doing so out of maybe kindness. But then after some days you see that he has started his own transport service, wherein he does picking up and dropping the students to the school, and in turn he is asking for a fee for that. Now this can be called business because he is charging some amount of money for the services he is providing. So whenever anybody charges you a some amount of money for the services he or she is providing to you, it is known as business. Another example could be, we know that the retailers, they buy in bulk quantity from the wholesalers. And why do they buy it from the wholesalers? So that they can sell it to the customer. Now what is the profit that the retailer gets in doing so? Now the retailer is the middleman between the wholesaler and the customer. So when the retailer is buying in bulk quantity from the wholesaler, what happens is he gets the products at a cheaper rate, and when he sells it to the customer, he sells it at a little higher price. So here what happens is the retailer is also getting something in return. So this is known as a business activity. Therefore every business is an economic activity. This is point number 1. Moving forward to the second point, that is production and procurement of goods and services. Now we have to remember that for the purpose of business, it is not always important that you produce a particular product. Sometimes you can also buy it from somewhere and sell it. So what do you mean by procurement? Procurement means buying. So business means either you produce a particular product or you buy it from somewhere and sell it to the other person. Now you have to remember that when you are buying it from someone and when you are selling to the third party, you have to add a profit margin. Now for example, there is Mr. A. So Mr. A has purchased a good, for example, rupees 100 from Mr. B. Now he wants to sell it to Mr. C. Now he has to sell it either for at least rupees 110, because when he is selling it for 110, the difference that he gets, that is rupees 10, is his profit. So it is important that whenever you buy the product from someone, you add a profit margin. Okay. Now the goods can be classified into two categories. One is consumable goods and second is capital goods. Now what are consumable goods? Consumable goods are those goods which we use in our day-to-day lives. For example, it could be oil, shampoo, any stationery items and so on. So what are capital goods? Capital goods are usually your fixed assets. It could be a machinery, your computer, land and building and so on. So this is about production and procurement of goods and services. So we move on to the third point, that is sale and exchange of goods and services. Now one very important characteristic or one very important feature of business is that there shall be sale and purchase of goods and services between the two parties, that is the buyer and the seller. It means there should be an exchange. If there is no exchange between the buyer and the seller, it cannot be called as business. And if the goods are produced for personal consumption and not for the purpose of selling, that also cannot come under business. Like for example, if you cook for the family or your family members, that is for personal consumption. So it cannot come under sale or exchange of goods and services. But if you started cooking and making it available at different restaurants and you are earning money out of it, then this can be known as sale or exchange of goods and services. So one important feature is that there should be sale or exchange of goods and services between buyer and the seller. So we start with the fourth point, that is dealings on regular basis. Now it is very important that business is conducted on a regular basis, because as I mentioned in my earlier video, that business is something that has to be done on a regular basis. If there is no regularity in it, it means it cannot be called as business. And also students, you have to remember that one single transaction of purchase or selling cannot be constituted as business. it to be called as business, it should be done on a regular basis. I will give you all an example. For example, if I'm planning to buy a new car, so I already have a car, so I want to sell it off. Okay, so after selling it, you say I have received 3 lakhs of rupees. Now this 3 lakhs of rupees is an amount I received. So can this be called as business? No, it cannot be called as business because I have only one car and I have sold it only one time. So it is important that business has to be done regularly. Say for example, tomorrow I started my own store, okay, wherein I am dealing with cars, wherein I am dealing with reselling of old cars and I am earning money through it regularly. Then this can be called business. So it is very important that you all remember that business is something that is done on a regular basis and not something that is done only one time. So let's start with the 5th point, that is profit earning. So we know, students, that every business is started with the aim of earning profits. Okay, there is no business which is started with the intention of incurring losses. So the main objective of any business is to maximize its profits. So what happens is that every businessman, he kind of puts all his efforts so that he gets maximum profits at the end. Now there are 2 ways in which you can make your profits at the maximum level. First is by increasing your sales, and second, it is by reducing your cost of production. Now what is cost of production? Cost of production is the actual cost which I incurred in order to bring my product into a reality. Now for example, this is a whiteboard marker. So the cost of this is rupees 6 and I am selling it at rupees 10. So the difference between the cost price and the selling price is my profit. So when I want to make more profit, what I have to do is I have to see to it that the cost of production decreases. Now we all may say that I can also increase the selling price. So what happens is, if for example instead of 10 I started selling it at rupees 12. Now what happens, as we know that there is so much of competition already and there are so many competitors in the market who are producing almost similar kind of pens. Now what will happen? Now there is a possibility that my customers, they may switch to my competitor's product because they are getting a similar product at a lower price. So therefore, as a businessman, your intentions should always be that you reduce the cost of production and never increase the selling price. Now as I said that the profit is the main reason why business is started, it doesn't mean that the business kind of resorts into all illegal ways to earn profits. It is very important that the business always uses legal ways to maximize its profit. So this is point number 5. So our next point is, that is the last point, uncertainty of return. Now we have to remember that future can never be predicted with accuracy because future is very uncertain. It is not something that can be pre-decided and something that can occur as we have planned. So here what happens is there could be uncertainties. Now as a businessman, when I'm investing my capital into the business, I expect a certain amount of return also. So sometimes the business really does well, sometimes it may not do as well as your expectations. So here what happens is this, that there are a lot of uncertainties that come along the way. Now these uncertainties could be due to various reasons. Like for example, there could be changing in demand from the customers, or maybe the taste or preferences of the customers have changed, or maybe a new competitor has come to the market with a new product wherein the demand for that product is now increasing. So there could be various reasons. Now as a businessman, you have to see to it that you give your maximum efforts so that you can recover the amount of money that you have invested. So these uncertainties are a part of life and they come and they go. So it doesn't mean that the businessman should be disheartened. The businessman should try to put his maximum efforts so that he can earn maximum profits. So all these 6 points were about the characteristics or features of business. If there are any queries or suggestions or any feedbacks, please put it down in the comment section. Thank you.